The main thing that will take away from the quality of your life is having issues with your root chakra, because the root chakra deals with safety, it deals with security, and it is right underneath of your sacral chakra, which deals with your magnetism, the ability to attract the things that you want in this life. When you are living from a state of root chakra imbalance, which means living from a state of lack, you will never receive the things that you want, because the root chakra deals with security. So if we feel insecure, we will always attract that towards us. And before we start this episode of Moon Days, I just wanted to give my store a quick shout out at mysticmommy.com, where we sell beautiful crystals, raw crystals, crystal jewelry, and even clothing. So check us out down below in the description box, and let's get into it. What's up, all my beautiful beings of the world? It is your girl, Jalen Brunson, back at it again with another episode of Moon Days, where we tap into the divine feminine energy. You could be a boy, you could be a girl, a man, or a woman, doesn't matter. Everybody could use a little feminine energy in their life. Today specifically, we are going to talk about how to make massive amounts of money, how to be truly abundant, how to live the life that we want in terms of our finances and our abundance, and how this really correlates a whole lot with frequency, energy, matter, and all these beautiful metaphysical things out there in the world that the higher ups and people in the society don't necessarily want you to know, because they want you to be living in a constant state of negativity, in a constant state of depletion, in a constant state of almost just working, giving to the world, and ending up being burnt out and depleted. You don't know how many times on YouTube I see these girls, I see these men talk about, I don't want to work anymore, I'm tired, I'm done. And people are literally in states of depression because they are not living in alignment with their divine feminine energy. Because when you actually take in the wisdom of the goddess, okay, we seem to focus a lot on God energy a lot in this society, but we have forgotten about the wisdom of the goddess, who says not only will you give, but you also will receive. Not only will you put out into the world, you also will receive your blessings. There's also this funny thing in the spiritual community that apparently if you're spiritual, you're not allowed to also be rich, which is completely crazy to me, because it just comes from a place of guilt when it comes to living a good life. Because at the end of the day, this world is abundant. This universe is abundant. Space is abundant. Everything literally always continues. It is never ending. The feminine energy is understanding existence itself and understanding expansion and oneness. When you understand the concept of oneness, you understand that we are all connected, because we're all made up of the same protons, neutrons, electrons, and atoms. We're all made up of the same thing. So we are a part of this universal abundance by default. And people have the nerve to step into the spiritual community with that overall sense of lack, getting people to think that living a life of abundance is not good. No, don't get me wrong. When you put too much of an emphasis and you start attaching, yes, period. And you start attaching your sense of worthiness. If I don't have these things, then I'm not enough. If you start doing that, then it's a bad thing. But if you understand that your frequency, your energy, the power of your subconscious mind will determine your reality outside in front of you, the more that you raise your frequency, the more that you value yourself, the more that you practice self-care and self-love, all divine feminine things. When we talk about making money, the more that we raise our frequency, we are going to live in a world and a reality where we are enough. And that is going to be reflected all around us. Because when we really get really honest with ourselves, we don't want money. Money is just a tool. It is just a resource. What we want is what money can get us. We want financial freedom. We want to be able to live a life that we can do whatever we want when we want. We want to live a life of leisure. We want to be able to not have to stress and worry all the time. We want to feel taken care of. We want to feel safe. We want to have enough to give to the people around us. We want to have pleasurable life experiences. And that's just something that money gives us. As human beings, we want to be in a place of comfort. We want to be in a place where we feel like we are hugged by our surroundings, where we don't have to worry. But a lot of us get caught up into the worry cycle where we constantly end up in situations and places where we don't have enough. Because deep down inside, when you go back into the subconscious mind, when you do that hypnotherapy, when you do that inner work, when you do that shadow work, you realize that maybe a part of you doesn't believe that you actually are worthy of your abundance. But at the end of the day, this is about stepping back into that goddess wisdom who understands that she is worthy, that you are worthy. No matter if you're boy, girl, whatever the case is, you are worthy. When you step into worthiness, you will step into your abundance. And if you don't believe me, let me tell you, I am literally a testament into stepping into my goddess energy and transforming my life. And I'm not done.
Yeah, I'm really sick and tired of feeling like I'm broke and I don't have enough. I'm really sick and tired.
That clip was at least 3 years ago, before I started diving deep into my goddess energy, my divine feminine energy, and really stepping into that journey of self-love, worthiness, and understanding who I am in my abundance. I was struggling constantly financially. I always did not have enough. I was going broke. Every time I made money, I would spend it right away. I always felt like I had to work and be paycheck to paycheck, and it made me so frustrated because I hated it. No one likes living in a world of lack, but I really am here to tell you that this stuff works. Within this year right now, from that point on and looking now, I have been able to triple my annual income. I created a business this year that is going to make $100,000 by the end of the year, and I've done a lot of other stuff to also increase my income and my wealth and just completely go from a place of lack and going back into a place of like, I don't have to worry anymore, and it's just growing and growing and growing. And the secret that I really tapped into, the understanding of wealth. When you study every extremely rich person, these people are highly tapped in to their divine feminine energy. Male, woman, it does not matter. Each and every one of these people, when you study the billionaires, when you study the multimillionaires, they all have a huge amount of divine feminine energy. And I actually saw in somebody's video that a lot of the world's biggest billionaires and millionaires actually have a lot of Cancer risings and Cancer energy. The moon, okay, because Cancers rule by the moon. Because they know how to nurture their things. Because let's take a visit to the ancient Chinese philosophy, Yin Yang, that I'm always talking about on this channel. Okay, it's because we have the Yin energy. Okay, she's about passivity. She's about the dark. She's about nurturing energy. She's about community. She's about intuition. She's about emotion. She's about understanding oneness and a sense of unity and togetherness. You know, she's the water. She is the night. She is that lunar energy. She is the mom energy, okay? So when we start talking about the feminine energy, this is what we're talking about. We're not just talking about girl, boy. We're talking about an energy that we all have within us. And then when we talk about the masculine energy, we're talking about logic. We're talking about individual type of stuff, individualistic. We're talking about going up the social ladder, not bringing people together. It's about what can I do? It's about giving, doing, and action. It's about containing things. It's about structure. Now, a lot of us are living from the hyper masculine energy. This society is very hyper masculine. It is acceptable to work and work and work for every dollar that you make to a point of depletion. But when you study the millionaires and the billionaires, they actually are very tapped into their feminine energy. This is the biggest secret and the biggest key to wealth. Because when you think about it, when we talk about the energy of money and the frequency of money, what do we talk about? Cash flow, passive income, streams of income. All of these things have to do with water, the feminine principle. If you study any of these billionaires and multimillionaires, they all have those things: passive income, multiple streams of income, and learning how to make their cash work for them. They are not constantly working for their money. They created the systems and set systems in place that make money for them, and it's a natural process. One time I was having a conversation when we were talking about what is the energy of money. Why are some people extremely poor and some people extremely rich? What is the frequency and vibration of massive wealth and money? money. And when we talk about this energy in astrology, we understand that wealth is very much so associated with Jupiter. It's associated with Venus, even got something to do with Pluto. Okay, all of these energies that are very much so about magnetism, all of these energies, like literally when you study the planet Jupiter, Jupiter is one of the most magnetic planets out there. And we talk about expansion, that's what Jupiter represents. It's about expansion. Jupiter is about abundance, right? Tapping into the space of things, having a lot of room, having a lot of space. That is kind of what we're talking about. We have the energy of money. It has a lot to do with our capacity to hold, what we are able to hold. And money has a lot to do with self-worth. The more self-worth and self-value that we have, the more money that we have. And this is why you see people who are able to make a lot of money, but then all of a sudden they go bankrupt. Okay, this is where you see a lot of people who are very successful, but then they fall flat on their face because that person has a lot of subconscious beliefs about money. They could have grown up rich, right? They could have grown up rich and, you know, had it easy in life. And people always told them that because they had it easy, that means they didn't earn it. That means they're not worthy of it. So when that person actually uses their resources and tries to make some money for themselves, they always spend it, or they end up broke, or they end up sabotaging themselves because that person doesn't feel like they're worthy of the money. Or let's say you grew up with a parent who always told you that you're stupid and you're not going to be nothing in life. Then that person, that child, is going to grow up thinking that subconsciously, and no matter how hard they try to make money, they never see the opportunity because subconsciously they are blocked. What is your belief system around money? What beliefs do you have around money? Do you think that people with a lot of money are evil? Do you think people with a lot of money are manipulative and stuff of that nature? Money will never come to you. I talk about this concept all the time. You have to be seductive to the things that you want. You have to be attractive to the things that you want. If you think people with money are negative, guilty, manipulative, evil, people who don't care about no one in this society, it's not gonna come to you because money gonna look at you and be like, oh, she don't want me. He don't want me. You got to change your belief system around it, because guess what? You can say, well, we live in a bad world and stuff of that nature, but at the same time, you got to be the change that you want to see in the world. So at the end of the day, you need to get yourself out of a mindset of like, if I have this, is going to be a negative thing. What are you going to do with that money in front of you? The more that you value yourself, okay, stepping into divine feminine energy, the more that you value yourself and know your worth, the more money that you're going to be able to make and also to hold. Because when we talk about that from the feminine perspective, this is about nurturing energy, the ability to nurture something. When we nurture something, we give a good space for it, we give it what it needs to grow. It will continue to grow effortlessly, because as long as the baby is alive, it's gonna grow. So that's what we start talking about when we start getting into money. So like I said before, I used to be a person who I couldn't hold on to money. I couldn't hold on to money. I was always broke. I was always going into the red, always going into the negative, always feeling like I just didn't have enough. It made me feel crazy because I wanted to do so much in the world. I wanted to be able to travel. I wanted to be able to, you know, see what's going on. I wanted to be able to eat the food I wanted to eat. I wanted to be able to enjoy my life. But it wasn't until I went on my personal goddess journey and started researching and started studying, diving deeper into the divine feminine energy, because then I was like, oh snap, I have issues when it comes to my feminine energy, my ability to receive. And that's why I ended up making that course, teaching you guys about how to do this within your life, Awaken Your Inner Goddess, which a lot of you guys took and loved. We're coming out with another one, by the way. Sign down below in the description box. But still, I went on my own Awaken Your Inner Goddess journey, and then from that, I was able to start changing my life and changing my reality step by step. And this is not just a nebulous process. This is very intentional. When you intentionally start to change your life and you make the decision to change your life and to change your energy around money, that's when it's going to come to you. The main thing that will take away from the quality of your life is having issues with your root chakra, because the root chakra deals with safety, it deals with security, and it is right underneath of your sacral chakra, which deals with your magnetism, the ability to attract the things that you want in this life. When you are living from a state of root chakra imbalance, which means living from a state of lack, you will never receive the things that you want, because the root chakra deals with security. So if we feel insecure, we will always attract that towards us. This will reflect in our relationships. This will reflect in our ability to relax, to let go, and to really step into our feminine energy of reception and receiving our blessings, and feeling like we are literally working our butts off for nothing in return. And with that comes depression, with that comes anxiety, and a whole lot of other emotions and bodily things and issues that make us feel like crap. So with this video, we trying to get that together so that we can live abundant lives. I'm not necessarily one of those feminine channels on YouTube like the stereotypical this is how to attract a rich man. That's not really my thing. I like the divine part of feminine energy. I like talking about how to manifest. I like talking how to step back into the goddess energy. It's not necessarily about attracting men. It's not necessarily about having a certain lifestyle. That's just the byproduct of getting your energy right. But with that being said, you never even want to be in a situation where you are only dealing with people in your life that have a lot of money, male or female. If you're constantly getting relationships where other people are always taking care of you and you have nothing within your own self, you're gonna have a root chakra imbalance, because at the end of the day, if that relationship ends and that person don't like you no more, you're assed out. And that's never a situation you want to be in. So securing the bag for yourself and having that safety and security within yourself is a must always. People will never be able to manipulate you or control you or do anything that you feel like you don't have to, because you already have that and you're secure. And after you have your security in alignment, then all you're going to be worried about is how to enjoy your life. And that's what we all should be doing right about now. We're going to talk about one thing in particular, and then we're going to talk about the different feminine pillars and how we can utilize these pillars and these energies to be able to step into abundance. The first thing you need to understand is what the story of astrology tells us. The first house and the second house, baby. Okay, the first house and the second house, baby, has a lot to do with money, because the first house in astrology is who you are. First house is who you are. It is your identity. It's where you're headed in life. The second house, which is after first, is your sense of value and self-worth. And also has a lot to do with your talents. The first house and the second house has a lot to do with your talents. So therefore, you need to start placing value on your talents and understanding that you are a valuable individual and that you are worthy of nice things and nice luxurious experiences and ease in life, because you exist. Because you are here right now, breathing in and out this abundance of air, this abundance of energy, this abundance of trees around me, this abundance of everything. Play the abundance game with yourself. Point out all the things that are abundant, okay? There's abundance of hair on my body. Whatever the case is, notice how much of everything around you. And one thing that really helped me to open up my mindset is just walking outside. Because you can see the abundance of nature, but also when you go into a city or just in your town, look at all the buildings around you. Look at all the businesses around you. Even the most ran down looking business, that person has money. Even in an apartment complex that's beat up, that individual who made that apartment complex has money. All these restaurants, all these chains, all these everything. These people have money. Money is all around you. Opportunities are around you. Wake up, open your eyes. But understand who you are and understand your talents and your gifts. And you have a talent, you have a gift. It's up to you to understand those things. Try as many things as you possibly can. And if you find something that you like, hone in on it. Learn how to do it really well, and then you can be able to open up streams of income for yourself. But let's dive into the feminine pillars. So the first feminine pillar is creativity, the creative energy. Okay, we talk about this all the time, the sacral chakra energy, that orange womb energy that's right here, okay? That big belly, that big womb energy that deals with sexuality, sensuality, creativity, and most importantly, magnetism. It's where we attract. And a lot of the times the sacral chakra really deals a lot with what we are constantly attracting towards us. When we have a blocked womb, we attract certain situations towards us that we don't like over and over again until we heal that blockage. And like I said, the sacral chakra deals with creativity. So the more that we tap into our creative energy, the more that chakra is activated. Therefore, the ability to basically think creatively is the ability to think outside of the box. Because every inventor, every rich person, every person who has a lot of money, every person who is successful, they did not do things like everyone else does. Because masculine energy is very much so about what is tried and true and what has been done already, and how can we just continue doing it. Which, don't get me wrong, is a good thing. We need it. But we also need the balance of the feminine, which says, how can we think outside the box? How can we think a little bit creatively? We start talking about Einstein and stuff and how he was able to think about things outside of the current norm of education. It was because he was able to tap into the ethers. He was able to tap into that creative mind energy. And like I said, creativity, especially for women, is highly associated, and men too, is highly associated with our sexual energy. So increasing our sexual energy, and for men it usually has a lot to do with not always releasing your seed, keeping your seed in and keeping your seed in so that you can build it up within you and transmute that energy into your goals, into things that you want, and to think more creatively. You keep that energy within you. And for women, this is about expressing that creative energy, no longer letting that creative energy be blocked within you, but embracing your sexuality, embracing your magnetism, and learning how to think outside the box and creatively to get the things that you want. Because the more that you stay in a limited state of mind, the more you're going to continue to have limited results. So think creatively. Literally activate this chakra by doing creative things, by doing any type of creative things. Like, I'm literally going tomorrow to try painting. I don't know how to paint, but I'm about to see if I can do it. See if it's fun. Try things, try different creative things. The more you do that, the more you're going to activate that part of your brain that says, oh, what if we could start doing it like this? This is good when it comes to wealth, because you need to think outside the box in order to make a lot of money. The second feminine pillar is value. We talk a lot about value. This is about divine feminine energy, people. Understanding that your value is connected to your sense of self-worth. And if you feel like you are a worthy person, if you feel like you are worthy of good things, you feel like you are worthy of good relationships, you feel like you are worthy of money, the money will come to you. But if you don't, the money will always be right outside of reach. Or you might even feel like, dang, where is it at? You know what I'm saying? So you need to build your sense of self-worth. Because if you think about it, this is when we learn about Venus and astrology, right? And Venus rules Taurus. Taurus deals with money, baby. So understanding if we want to make money, we got to be in tune with our sense of worthiness. And this is where we also see Venus also rules over Libra. Libra deals a lot with relationships. And this is where the relationships that we have in our lives can either build us up or bring us down. They can either add to our life or completely make us feel like we're nothing. So this is where we also have to understand, what people do we have in our lives? Do we need these people in our lives? Are these people that help to empower us, or are these people here to bring us down? And how do you build self-worth? You build self-worth by taking care of yourself. Taking care of yourself, okay? And I'm talking on the most mundane levels, like real 6th house Virgo stuff. This is talking about getting up, getting out of bed, taking showers every day, taking care of your hygiene, taking care of your health, okay? By drinking water, eating correctly, okay? Understanding that you are a part of this divine thing we got going on right now, and you didn't come here for no reason. You came here to do great things. It's about understanding, taking care of your body, going to the gym. Okay, it's about minding what you consume. What type of things do you consume on a practical level when it comes to food and stuff of that nature, but also what do you consume when it comes to programs, television, social media? What are you letting enter your mind? Because that has a lot to do with your sense of self-worth and your value. The things that you consume become a part of you. So really mind what you are consuming, because your mind will have a lot to do with your money. Mind on my money, money on my mind. Okay, comment down below. Mind on my money, money on my mind, period. Which brings me to mindset. What type of mindset and beliefs do you have around money? Really allow yourself to reflect upon this. And how did your parents view money? Did they always say things like, money don't grow on trees? I'm sorry, but you can't afford that. Oh, we can't go here because we don't have enough. You can't do this because we don't have enough. We can't afford this. We can't afford that. Money is the root of all evil. Okay, money is something that is just, we can't do it. What did you hear growing up about money? Did you have money growing up and people be like, oh, poor little rich girl, you don't know what's going on? Like, what type of messaging did you hear about money? Reflect upon that. Bring it out of the subconscious back into the light, so it's kind of you're understanding what's going on, and that's going to automatically start the healing process so that you can release those shackles and live the life that you want. One of the biggest lessons that Denise taught me, close your eyes right now, and I want to ask a question, like, close your eyes right now. What does a wealthy man or woman look like? I want you to study the image that came into your mind. And if that image looks nothing like you, then you need to do some deep subconscious work. And every single day when you look in the mirror, you need to tell yourself, this is what a wealthy man looks like. This is what a wealthy woman looks like. Stare at yourself in the mirror and say, I am what a wealthy woman looks like. I am what a rich man looks like, whatever the case is. You need to own that within yourself every day and reprogram that subconscious mind of yours so that when you think about what a wealthy person looks like, it is you. The next feminine pillar is receptivity, reception, the ability to receive. You might want to also check out the video that I also made previously talking about the art of receiving and blessings and stuff of that nature, because this is what we're talking about here. Understanding the art of receiving. We are so good at giving. Oh my God, we love to give. We love to give to our sons. We love to give to our children. We love to give to our family. We love to give to our friends. We love to give in sex. We love to do a lot of giving and giving and giving. But when it comes to receiving, a lot of us are like, I don't know about that. Somebody compliments you and tells you you're beautiful. You're like, oh, no, I'm not. Somebody gives you a gift and you say, no, you shouldn't have. You shouldn't have. Oh, no, you shouldn't have. Like, no. You need to step into the ability to be able to receive. And this is talking about divine feminine energy, the art of receiving. Okay? Because when we literally talk about the anatomy of a woman, nothing wrong with it. We're talking about somebody who is internally focused, because the womb is an internal process. You know, the man is a protruding giver of energy. The woman receives energy. This is on a biological level. But like I said, this goes beyond gender. This is about the principles of energy. So if you want to live in a world where you actually receive the things that you want and you're not just working for breadcrumbs, you need to learn the art of receiving. So just simply practice receiving energy. Receive good things from people. Take in compliments, okay? Put your hands out and be open to the blessings. Literally open up your chest, open up your heart. Be open to feelings and emotions. Stop suppressing your feelings and emotions, but value your feelings and emotions. Accepting compliments, accepting gifts, and stating and declaring to the universe, okay, like the declaration of abundance that says, I am open to receiving abundance. I am open to receiving wealth. I am open to receiving whatever it is, insert what you want. And that's when you step into the art of receiving. But check out that other video that I made about the art of receptivity and the art of blessings. That's going to help you out a lot. And then the last thing is talking about passivity and action. Passivity is highly associated with the ancient Chinese philosophy of, you know, feminine energy, okay? Because masculine energy is about giving, doing, action, hustle energy, hustle culture. But feminine energy is about stepping back and letting it come to you. It's about being passive and not from a place of weakness. Passivity is not weakness. Passivity is about being in a state of peace and understanding who you are. So when we talk about passivity and action, to be able to make money, you have to have a good balance of passivity and a good balance of action, okay? Because a lot of the times when you study the rich folks, these rich people, they do have to work. They have to work. I'm not going to tell you that you're not going to have to work and take any action to be able to get the things that you want, most of the time. So we talk about the 8th house. I mean, the 8th house, you just receive, baby. When we talk about money, we usually are talking about setting up the systems and putting the systems in place that are going to end up working for us. For example, I do a lot of stuff when it comes to business. I have my own business. I sell courses. I teach classes, whatever the case is. And this is where we start talking about passive streams of income. When we start letting the money work for us. Okay, this is talking about investments, making investments into things like real estate, making investments into things like crypto, making investments that are going to make money for us without us having to do that much. This is what rich people have mastered in order to be able to accumulate and build their wealth. It's not like they never make action, but once they take that initial action, just like sex, once they take that initial action, it takes 9 months of setting the scene, Okay, so making sure their environment is a place of peace, making sure they are mentally feeling good. Okay, nurturing that baby, eating the right foods, taking care of their health, doing the reading, taking in the proper information, stretching and exercising, making sure that baby is safe. And then when it pops out because they have taken care of their environment. They're into that moon energy that says we need to nurture the things that we love and the things that we desire, the things that we want, the things that we have a pull and magnetically attracting to. So this is what you kind of got to do when it comes to your money. You got to be able to create the environment, the space and the energy around you that is going to scream money. And once you take that steps of taking those actions of setting the scene, and to be more straightforward when it comes to that, the first thing that you want to do is clean your room. Clean your room, clean your environment. Okay, because if you have a lot of things clogging your space, nothing else is going to want to come into your life. Nothing new except for the things that you already have is going to want to come into your life. So clear out your space. Move to a new space if you have to. Clear out your space. Throw away things you no longer need so you have more room and space to hold the things that you actually are looking for. You want to, like I said, clear out your mind, right? Make sure you're putting your mind on things and attention on things that is going to bring you more abundance in life. So getting out of the lack mindset of when you start thinking and saying things like, I'm broke, I'm always broke, everything's always like this, nothing works out for me, that's what's gonna happen for you. Every time you say something like that in your mind, you gotta catch it. And you gotta quickly nurture yourself. You gotta quickly be like, no, you're not, you're abundant. You are abundant, you are rich, wealthy, and healthy, and everything good is happening to you. And you have to quickly start doing that. And at first, it's going to be a rough process because you don't believe it. At first, it's going to be a rough process because you think it's not true. But once you start taking the action of reprogramming your mind, day in and day out, this is a 6-house process, that is when you're going to be able to change your life. When you do that, you see the opportunities. You get the creative ideas, and everything comes into play. Because once you have the right scene and you have the right vibration and energy, the ideas and situations will come. Now that's when you have to step into your masculine to act on those ideas. To have that in the first place, you got to be in a place of receptivity and passivity and just meditation so that the things that you want can come to you. Because they want to actualize. And understand that if you have desires, it's for no reason. It's because somewhere in some reality, you've already had that thing. So basically, it's kind of like a ding, ding, ding. If you really want something, step into passivity, detach from it a little bit, come into a meditative space. You want to practice meditation. Just go into your meditation. How can I get this thing? How can I attract this thing? Or just think about it and then just let it come to you when it comes to meditation. And that's going to be a way that you can also step into your passivity to make money. And like I said, a huge part of this is about having passive, streams of income that are working for you, and you don't have to constantly work yourself to depletion. Hey guys, I forgot to mention this in the video, but gratitude. Definitely always remember to practice gratitude. Always remember different things that you're grateful for. For example, every time I get an order on my store, I always say thank you so much for your order, and I rejoice in excitement every single time. So always practice gratitude for all the things that you do currently have in your life, and that's also a way to receive more in this life. It just happens that way. If you are working for every dollar that comes into your account at all times, you're doing it wrong. You got to start learning how to diversify your income and all these beautiful things. Now, we're going to talk about this more when it comes to my course, okay, Awaken Your Goddess 2.0. So definitely check us out in the description box down below. Sign up for the email so that you can get notified as soon as we drop, and you will have those early bird discounts and stuff, and all types of perks and stuff of that nature. And check out my crystal shop where we sell beautiful crystals and jewelry and stuff of that nature, baby. Thumbs up this video, like this video. It helps me so much. And yeah, if you want to learn more about this stuff, this was a different topic that I wasn't sure if I could talk about, but we're here, right? But yeah, show support, and I'll see you later. Bye.